Welcome back to All In Driving. For those of you who are here for the first time, my channel is really about me getting into racing, getting into cars, which I've always loved, but finally getting a chance to do it. But today is probably why you're here. I've got something really special. I'm just presenting you officially to the new GR86. It's a 2024 Trueno edition. I've had it for about 4.5 months now, and it's putting a smile on my face every time I get in it. Today is just for anybody who's thinking about buying this car, what that process is like, because there were definitely ups and downs for me, and we'll get into that here in just a moment. But for now, just take a minute and take a quick view of the 2024 Trueno edition GR86. So the first thing you want to do, I guess, is decide between whether you want a GR86 or a BRZ. If you choose Subaru, you've got a little straighter path. Let's take the road towards Toyota, tell you about my experience, and hopefully, if you're looking to buy one, this helps you out. In November, I went and talked to the dealer and said, hey, I want a 2024 model year GR86. Gave them my preferences, which were definitely a manual, either the Trueno or the premium. And then I gave them a list of the colors I wanted, basically anything except for black. I love the lines on this car, and I don't think that the black lets you see them very well. I gave them my list, put down a $100 deposit, and then the wait started. So 5 weeks later, about towards the end of December, just before Christmas break, I got news that I'd been allocated a car, and it was going to be a red Panda Trueno edition. And there were no pictures of what it might look like. I actually went into Photoshop, took the white car, edited it, made some adjustments on what I thought might look cool. Because I think it's hard to say, like, I want this specific car, not knowing what it was gonna look like. The track bred is a very cool color. It's probably my second favorite color after the Neptune blue. And then adding on the extra stuff, I think it looks pretty cool. I was definitely excited to finally have a car on the way, but not knowing the pricing really scared me. And there was nothing on Toyota's website, nothing to tell me what pricing might be. The car was also allocated with a ton of factory and dealer installed accessories. With all those added options, it was looking at probably an extra $5,000 to $7,000 on top of MSRP. And I want to get into that for a second, because I think if there's one initial thing that you can take away from this, besides, just a general guide, is do not pay over MSRP. Look on the forums. There are spreadsheets or lists with dealers likely in your area that charge at MSRP or below. I want to get back to the original timeline. So back in January, I finally have some information, and there's an official video, but no pricing. And then shortly after, there is pricing up on Canada's website, but the dealer did not know anything. They had no idea of pricing, or they might have just not told me, but I don't see any reason for them not to tell me if they knew. It's probably that they didn't press hard enough to just get that info for me, but it wasn't something that was readily available. Even to dealers, they didn't know when cars were coming in. They didn't know what the price would be. Can I say clusterfuck? Because it was. Man, I spent... I would go on every day and check and see if there was an update. By the time, I don't know, we did not know if we could afford this car. If this car had all these added accessories and this kind of stuff, if we were willing to pay $40,000 for this car, instead of just waiting a little longer and getting a premium edition for $33,000 or something. So finally, at the end of February, so November to December, January, February, 3 months, And 2 full months into 2024, we finally got pricing for the car. So shortly after I got the V-Spec and knew what the car was going to cost me, knew what it was going to look like, it was being shipped from Japan. I was able to track the ship that it was on and watch it. When it came into Portland, I was super excited. I originally thought like, hey, maybe I'll go down there, see it come off the boat. But then realizing like, it's probably in a container and who knows, you know. But I watched it, and then I watched it sit. This whole process was a lot of excitement and then just terrible, terrible waiting. I was back on forums waiting, like seeing how long people were waiting to get theirs. I was in touch all the time with my dealer and like, hey, have you heard anything? Have you heard anything? I'm really excited to get in the car. Let's do this. Like, let's do this.
Have you heard anything? I'm really excited to get in the car. Let's do this. Let's do this.
At some point, realizing that I'd never been in this car before, and I like kind of came to the realization that I was jumping the gun. So I went on Turo and I rented a 2023, I think, model, just to kind of make sure that I was wanting this car. It just confirmed everything for me. So from the time the car got into port in Portland till the time that I got it was about a month and a half. Then on April 9th, I got confirmation that the car was ready, and I was so flippin' excited. It was a Tuesday and we had a busy week, so I didn't make it in until Friday, but Friday we picked up the car. The rest is history. So the long and short of it is, it took 5 months to get the car. I mean, the car doesn't show up till April, fine, but we didn't know pricing until basically it was already in the US when I knew what it was gonna cost me, which is fucking insane. The car was here, and maybe any day I'm gonna get a phone call that it's time to pick up the car, and I have no idea what it's gonna cost and whether we can afford that car or whether we need to wait. I just wanna do a quick shout out again to Dachshund and Jim over there who helped me out, kept me sane most of the way. Had a great experience. I would definitely buy from them again. The whole process was of actually purchasing the car, going through financing, doing all that stuff was very straightforward. It wasn't a high pressure situation, even though they knew that I was in love with this car and I wanted this car. You know, I showed my cards early, but they treated me well. They treated me with respect, and I would definitely recommend them. They haven't sponsored this video. There's no promotion involved, but Dachshund Toyota, if you'd like to sponsor this video, go ahead and give me a ring. I would say if you want one, get on the list as soon as you can. Allocations typically start in December. Don't pay over MSRP. Keep in touch with your dealer on timing and pricing. And when the day comes, I hope you're excited to get your car. I was. I have never had a new car before. The newest car I've ever bought was probably about 10 years old. So like, this is a complete departure from the norm for me. I can't wait to get in this car on a racetrack and who knows, put it sideways on purpose or on accident, test the limits of it, test the limits of me, and you know, start to improve my skills for real. Before we go back outside, I'm just gonna give you a couple more looks at the car and a little preview of what's to come. Thanks again for watching. I'm really excited to get a lot of content out for this car. It's a blast, and I hope you come along with me. Please hit like, subscribe, and share this channel with your friends if you think they'd like it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.